pardon the necklace shot there. I have to run a separate camera for TikTok because up until this week, I've always been able to add them to my restream, which goes everywhere else. Um, Resist. It's my lunch break. So noon wasn't going to work out for me. So I'm changing all titles to noon, to from noon to lunch. So, hello. What the hell is going on in the world keeps coming to mind. But I'll tell you one thing. A new Doge member is the evidently owner, don't quote me on that, of being Airbnb. Another billionaire on Doge. So, guess where we're not going to stay anymore? Airbnb. Hopefully, you haven't set foot in any of the major stores that have and brands that have thrown away diversity, equity, and inclusion just because one president said so. They spent decades convincing us that they mean it. They mean it. We don't hate gay people. We don't hate different people. It's okay. And then all it took was one person to get in office for them to decide, okay, really, we never wanted to do any of that crap. And now we don't have to. So we throw it away. That tells me that I don't shop at Walmart or Target. I do shop at Costco. It's worth your membership. Costco, actually, we did the math. They did the math for us. Saves you a lot of money. And they will not give up the DEI initiatives. At least I hope not, because I'm going to run out of places to shop. And it does matter. Boycotts do matter. So have you seen Vanity Fair? I don't order it. I don't know why. It just keeps showing up at my door lately. But Gwyneth Paltrow's on there. I haven't read it yet, but I've actually found some pretty good stuff. Let's do something fun, though. Rocketbook. I don't know if you're familiar with Rocketbook. I'll show you my old Rocketbook. I got a new Rocketbook. Let me get the old one off the shelves. Here. I'll keep it in this very, very worn out cover because I really, really like my very, very worn out cover. It's gone everywhere. It's gone everywhere. But the Rocketbook is this. And this is my old one. And I'm still going to use it. I wanted another one. I'm an anal retentive Virgo. You can see everything is tabbed. Also writing a book, do 2 podcasts, interviewing, getting ready to start an interview show. So lining that up. So I have to have a lot of little tabbies. And if you don't have these, go buy them and stick them on everything. But the Rocketbook is super cool because the pages are erasable if you use the right pen, and the pens aren't super expensive. In fact, I ordered some new ones. They're just the same price as other pens. You just want to make sure you get the ones. So it could be written on, and then what you do, there are icons that you can't really see with the naked eye across the bottom here. I mean, you can if you're here. They're very pale, but each one of these you connect to the app of your choice. So I just put a mark, check mark X, whatever, on any of the apps along the bottom that I want to send it to. So I can write a note and send it. I can draw artwork and send it. And so you can reuse your notebook this way and not have piles and piles of paper. And I still write a lot on paper. I'm leaving paper kicking and screaming, but it is very efficient when I make all these notes. Now with AI, I can take a picture of all these notes. I can take that picture and put it on, I use Designer, but you can use any number of programs, and it will translate the picture into text, whatever you've written, whatever your note is, handwriting to text, and then you can just edit from there. So I am very excited about the Rocketbook, and I got another one. They offered me a super sweet deal. So let's see how I did here. All right, Rocketbook. And these are only like $32 to $7. I mean, that's not much. I've had the other one for 4 years. 3 years at least. All right. And they're very well sealed in there. Okay. The endlessly reusable intelligent notebook. Da-da-da. The new Rocketbook. All right. We came with a cleaning cloth. It's very much like the old one, but I focus this one on having a whole lot of graph paper because I'm going to be illustrating. And I do love to draw. And that was like my backup to writing was actually, I was really into art. So now I have 2 Rocketbook Fusions, and I could not be happier. Very cool, very cool. Cleaning cloth. And again, you want to use the right pens with your Rocketbook. So this is what it takes, right? Pilot makes them. You can buy them at any store that I won't go to for the most part, and others, but you can order them online right from Rocketbook. These are 3 for $9, not bad. And the other thing I got, which is really cool, this is something I didn't even know existed until I was ordering the Rocketbook. Digitize your whiteboard. I'm trying. Doesn't want to open very easily. Well, what it is you can put it on your whiteboard. I don't want to rip it, but I might have to. No, I'm a Virgo. I don't like ripping things. I want to reuse my box. All right. Out to the screen part of, I can't get it open without ripping it. Here. All right. Anyway, what you do is these are corners that you put on a whiteboard. And then when you take a picture, anything inside the corners will essentially act like a page of the Rocketbook, and you can send it to wherever. Dang. It's like iron clad in there. Hopefully it's very durable too. All right, here we go. Oh, and a case. Ha 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 ha. Oh yeah. See these? How cool is that? So what you do is you stick them on your whiteboard, right? And you make corners. Obviously, there are 2 more of those. And then when you make your corners, everything inside of it will be able to be sent, photographed, and sent to the app. So that way I can use any of my 2, my child's and my husband's child's old, the easel. It's got a chalkboard on one side and a whiteboard on the other. And also, I bought a couple of really nifty, you want to see, over there, hair accessories. Went too far. All right. These I bought from Route 21. When they were going out of business, I bought 2 of these, and I adore them. So now I'll be able to stick these, once I peel them off of the thing, stick them on there and draw whatever, write whatever, and just take a picture of it and have it entered into the record. So it can either be transcribed or just like that. So just here to be obnoxious and resist, here to say every day at noon, I won't have a Rocketbook to tell you about, but every day, and it won't be noon, it'll be lunch. Every day at lunch, go live. You've got Facebook Live, hit live. See my chains? I've been wearing the chains, and I haven't taken this bracelet one off. It's just like a chain with a couple of lobster claw. I don't even know what it was for, but that is how I feel as a woman right now. And until further notice, I'm going to be dressing in a lot of chains until we can collectively shed them, because I don't want to forget what they're doing to us. I don't want to forget the way that they are destroying our country, destroying our lives. destroying the lives of so many innocent green card holders, immigrants that through no fault of their own got caught in loopholes over the pandemic. And I myself overstayed my own visa. I have a passport with a criminal stamp in it from Australia because when I went to Australia way back in like 86, I overstayed my visa because America had bombed Libya and the Middle East was being evacuated. And so all flights out of the country when I was supposed to leave, myself and my friend at the time, Paul Matthews, that we were both on the trip, we couldn't get out. So we went to the consulate, and the consulate said, there's like 4 desks, and everybody's got like blonde hair and blue eyes, and practically, I swear to God, the giant room with 4 counters, and this becomes important later. So they say, well, fill out this form and pay us $90, and we'll, extend your visa. So we're like, cool. And we went to every airline and got letters saying, we don't have any seats for them. We can't get them on until this date, which is past their visa's extension. And thinking, okay, we did our deal. We got the letters. We went to the consulate. We paid our $90 each. And then a few weeks later, I got a letter saying, report to the consulate with all of your bags. Report to the consulate with all of your bags and belongings. You're being kicked out of the country. And I'm like, what? So I went back to the consulate. I didn't take all my bags, so I was confident something could be worked out. Nowadays, I'm not so sure that I think nowadays I'd take all my bags. But they're like, well, who did you talk to? And I'm like, it was a girl. Beyond that, they all looked the same to me at that point. I wasn't noting which blonde-haired, blue-eyed person was doing my my thing. So in the end, I got a criminal stamp on my passport, and I left the country a couple of months late. And then I realized that like the only ban was that I couldn't come back to Australia for 3 years. No, 3 months. For 3 months. I couldn't come back to Australia for 3 months. A 3-month ban. I'm like, really? If I'd have known that, I wouldn't have paid the $90. I'd have just been like, chances of me getting back to Australia within 3 months of leaving Australia are already pretty slim. So I was there working on the New Age Communications project with the Halley's Comet. If you look it up, there's a Melbourne Symphony Orchestra with Melbourne pop stars doing Halley's Comet. And we were working on that project. It was pretty cool, doing live radio spots and traveling up to Sydney and through Bathurst to Sydney to do air show spots and things, and then took a train back, and lots of fun. So we're boycotting back to today. We're resisting. I'm babbling on and on to give anybody that wants to a chance to come on here and say resist. Just getting started with this. Everyone, if you go live, if you know how to go live, you should go live on your lunch break and do something similar, even if it's just for a few seconds. We just want to flood the Wi-Fi. Flood the Wi-Fi. I'm answering the call of Bernie and AOC and everybody else. They're like, what are you doing this for? Don't want to see you every day? It's like, well, guess what? I don't want to be here every day. I actually have really important things to do right now. Like, just came off of 2 8-hour days working on my manuscript last week. And now I've got to rewrite the part about me for potential development into a mini series or movie. And I'm like, okay, that's a huge ask. I've got a lot to do. So I'm not going to be on here too long. But I do want to say, please go live every day if you can. And if you're not, go to someone who is going live, like me or whoever, and say, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. Oh, man. You do know that, quick news rundown in case you missed any of this. Trump is saying he's going to void the pardons, which is, you can't void pardons. That's the whole point of a pardon. Or is it? We'll find out. Seems like every time we say you can't do that, he just does it anyway. And he's doing so many things so fast that, like, the courts don't have an army. We have always taken it, I guess it's people's good graces that they obey courts. But when you're the president, or now the fascist leader, hooking up with world oligarchical figures who doesn't give a shit about America, but just managed to turn it into your little bitch. We are Trump's little bitch, and I'm not okay with that. So boycott Airbnb from now on, because the billionaire owner, founder of Airbnb, I don't know if it's the founder, but his on Doge now. They're dismantling the government. They don't care about people like you and me. They don't care about our grandmas. They don't care about our health care. They don't care about families that are dysfunctional and maybe can't take care of their elderly. They don't care about your Social Security. They don't care about even our world stature. Greenland says this is an aggressive move, sending Usha Vance in there for the dog sleds. Yay. We've never been to the dog sleds before. We've never sent the vice president's wife to the dog sleds. And it's just another intimidating move, right on the heels, days after Trump reiterated again and again that, yeah, well, Greenland, they'd be really good. We'll be so good to them. We'll make you rich. It'll be wonderful. But, yeah, we're going to get them one way or the other. So he's like trying to be nice. And if that doesn't work, we're just going to take you. And he's outright saying it. We're going to be aggressive in the world. And by we, I mean, I'm in the collective America. This is how people view me and you now. People all over the world are saying you when they talk about Trump, but they're looking at me. And that is alarming. And that's the other reason I'm going to be on here every day, because what America is doing doesn't reflect me. But that doesn't make me any less of an American. I'm American enough to be on here and say, I see what's going on. We are trying to resist. We are resisting from within. Our laws are such that we're not even sure what we can do and how we can do it. Most Americans think that the sovereignty of Canada and Greenland are just the way it is. And we're okay with that. We like it that way. We don't want to invade you. So we have to take America back for ourselves. I am an American. I am an American. This is my country. I don't want to leave my country. I want to live in America as an American with human rights, with the right to plan my own family, my own future, with the right to have consent laws, which is something that I speak on, and I'm going to be doing a whole lot of speaking on, because I just said yes to over 70 podcasts and a few TV and a couple of print magazine appearances to talk about consent laws and to talk about my book, Call It Assault, which the new out date is June 1st, assuming we have all the endorsements in and on the cover. So I keep putting it off, but that's because I got picked up by a huge publicist who's really throwing down for me. And very happy about that. Did you know the UK UK installed, what's the word I'm looking for? Set up, made a travel ban. This is a better word, and it's slipping my mind. Instituted a travel ban for UK citizens going to America, saying it's not safe to travel to America. If you do, make sure you got your stuff, your immigration stuff, really, really solid. And at the same time, Trump also plans to ban 43 nations, citizens, from entering this country for any reason whatsoever. 43 nations, and you know which ones they are and where they are. This is not goodwill. We're being run into the ground. It's not okay. And this is my lunch hour resistance. So libertarian, or what, Liberation Day, my ass. Liberation Day is just another excuse to roll back the tariffs that are a terrible idea, that are pissing off our neighbors, lowering our stock markets. Stocks are like, oh, we're up a little bit because it's Liberation Day. We're going to hold off on the tariffs for another minute. But the insecurity in the market, don't think that's not on purpose. Insecurity creates a breeding ground where one can do just about anything. And that is what the President of the United States wants to do, is just about anything. And with the richest man in the world by his side and teams of tech geniuses with no security clearances and that are too young to even understand history, most likely, considering the way that young people answer questions on history tests these days. If you want to like enlighten yourself there, go to YouTube or something and watch people just asking like, what continent do we live on? You know, like 30% of Americans don't know. So sorry about the federal school system. Hope we all survive what's going on here, but we have to come together and resist. I want to get back to work. You do your thing. Please remember every day at some point to go live on Facebook or whatever you do, TikTok, and say, this is bullshit. I know it's bullshit. I see the bullshit. Call bullshit bullshit. Talk to you soon. Linda K. Gifford. Those nasty women.